Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Chris Nation, what's going on? I'm Chris Ingram.
And I'm Evan Hayes.
And welcome back to another episode of the No Bluffin podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way honest about everything Grizz, man. I'm glad to be back for another one. Got a great one for y'all today. Man, Evan, we're going to start with you, bro, man. How was your week? How you feeling? How you doing, my guy?
First full week back in the M, and it's been cool. You know, just trying to relax. You know, got some. This is on Grizz related, but I got some things I'm working on right now. So if y'all follow me on socials and Twitter, then y'all will probably see some news coming up in the next few weeks. So just trying to be a proactive participant, as my mother would say, in my life right now, but still trying to relax with it. So overall, pretty good week, bro. Finna start working more a little bit, so can't complain too much, bro. What about you? How was your week?
Man, it was good, bro. It was good. Celebrated a birthday this weekend, Cinco de Mayo, you know, so I don't talk about it on social media too much. I try to just, you know, kick it and play back and, you know, just enjoy it a little bit. But the folks that have reached out, appreciate y'all, man. It was a good one. Got to kick it just with the fam, do some old time barbecuing, you know, cookout stuff. I ain't hop on the grill. I didn't have my sandals, so I wasn't on the grill doing that. I won the Grill Master 2000 this week. Pop's handled did all that. Mom, you know, hooked it up in the kitchen. So yeah, man, it was good to just kick back. But man, it was a lot of craziness outside of my birthday going on. Interesting.
Too much. There's been a lot going on in the world of everything right now. Too much. Everybody angry. Everybody happy. Everything going on. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just, we gonna talk about it, but like,
it's Cat Williams' fault, bro. Cat Williams popped it off, and now it's just a bunch of mess going on in the world. So
it was Cat Williams' fault. Real talk. He unleashed the what's it? The Pandora's box. He unleashed Pandora's box, and then everybody just started going crazy after that. So it's been a crazy week. We gonna get into it, but the first thing we're gonna talk about for the No Bluffin news for everybody.
Hold on,
No Bluffin.
Hold on, baby.
Oh, my fault. Let me stop. I gotta stop. You feel me? I'm trying to get into it because we want to talk about this all week. We gotta do the whole thing. We've been talking about this all week. Yeah.
Before y'all do that, y'all make sure y'all follow us. Y'all make sure y'all follow us.
Gotta do that. Guys gotta do that.
You got to give us a follow on this pod page. You got to follow get Evan to 500. That's the campaign we on.
Please, I'm begging y'all. Please,
give him the 5, man. That's what
at least 5.
When your birthday, Evan? Let the people.
My birthday is Valentine's Day of 2025. That is my next birthday.
So by February 2025, 14th. We need to have him at 1,000. I was finna say give you the 500 for your birthday, but that's next year. So by his next birthday, we need to get my boy to 1,000, man. That's what y'all can do for him.
That'd be a good 21st birthday gift. You know, finally becoming an adult. You know, give me the 1K. Actually, be a real media member. I'm trying to, but you know, please, bro. Cause y'all got my boy Chris there, and that shout out Chris. We glad we got him, but we can't have Chris at 1K and me at 300 something. There's just the disparity is too much for me.
Tacky. It's real tacky.
Follow both of us and follow the pod page too. Follow us at No Bluffin Pod also. Run it up. You know, we making more content this summer as always. So everybody follow on Twitter, please.
Yep, man. We got a special guest for y'all today, man. He has not been on the No Bluffin podcast. He's been on before, but in his new iteration, it'll be his first time on here, man. So we're glad to have him on here today. Anthony Sain, if y'all don't know, get tapped in. I don't know what you're doing, especially if you're a Grizzlies fan. You should definitely know who this is. But
sir.
You know, pretty much like a big brother to me and Evan, man. You know,
Facts.
We reach out to him about a lot, talk about a lot about Grizzlies and outside of Grizzlies too, man. So I'm glad to have him on today, just to kind of run through some Grizz topics and things like that. I was just on his show on Friday, so if y'all haven't, make sure y'all check that out and everything else that y'all see that's on the catalog for No Bluffin as far as podcasts, networking, and you know, writing and things like that. Just so much content out there, man. So make sure y'all tap in and give him a follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we got him coming after the No Bluffin news, man. So Evan, now we gonna go ahead.
It's been crazy. I've been wanting to talk about this all week, bro. Oh my god. I've been talking, but yeah, everybody don't know if y'all been under the rock. May 3rd, what's the day? May 5th, May 3rd, 2024 was probably one of the most craziest days of hip hop history. if y'all don't know, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, his name, and Aubrey Drake Graham decided to set the world on fire with these diss tracks going back and forth.
They did.
But then hours of each other, they just going back on each other. A lot of accusations, a lot of allegations get thrown on both sides. Yep. Families getting brought into it, kids getting brought into it, mamas getting brought into it, fathers getting brought into it, kids getting brought into it. It's a whole lot going on. In my opinion, Kendrick got it. I'm sorry, Kendrick got it. That's just my opinion. But I want to hear what Chris, what's been your reactions for what's been going on these past 3 weeks between two of the heavyweights in the hip hop game right now?
Let me just say this, bro. Like, I get so tired when people cannot have nuance or objective conversations. It's the most irritating thing in the world to me. Because if you listen to this podcast, if you've seen my Twitter page before, if you just know me personally, then you know.
He don't rock with that.
He has been the most overrated of the big three to me forever. Mm-hmm. But I gotta be honest, bro. When it comes to this right here, Kendrick Lamar is winning easily. It's not even close. And here's the thing, what gets on my nerves about the whole thing with Drake, because again, I love Drake. If we talking about who's a better artist, I've always been saying that I'm a Drake fan, obviously. Yeah. But when it comes to this beef right here, you want to have people saying, well, how do you know that the stuff that Kendrick is saying is true? Like, how we know he just ain't throwing shit at the wall and seeing if it's gonna stick? Okay, go with that premise, right? You got to keep that same energy with Kendrick. I mean, with Drake. The stuff that he's throwing out and accusing of Kendrick, you got to sit there and say, all right, cool, this may be false. Yeah. So you can't. I'm just talking about what's on the court right now. Well, on this battle, on this one-on-one that's going on, Kendrick is kicking his ass. And before we even release this podcast, from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, it may be another diss that's out.
He's not done.
He ain't done, man.
He's not done. All
right, that's all I got, man. It's interesting for me to watch.
It just seems like Kendrick is playing checkers and Drake is playing chess right now, because it's like, I can't. Sain would know this, because I bet we'll get into it, because Sain is deep into this rap beef. Yeah. The fact that he dropped another diss in response of Drake and knew exactly what he was going to talk about with his family, it's crazy to me. It's like he's playing different. Like, he has a mole within OVO. And the fact that he's a super villain. I told my friend he's a super villain. He's a super villain. Like, his last cover art is Drake's house with the sex offender logos on the house.
Come on, man.
He's a super villain, bro. Like,
come on, man.
People was worried Kendrick not dropping no music. He ain't never dropping. All right, you see what happens when you wake the dude up. See, now everybody telling him to stop because he's doing too much now. And now y'all asked for this. Yeah, like he said, it's supposed to be an exhibition, but then you messed up when you brought my family into it. Now he coming from blood. Now
you gonna get these hands now.
You can get these hands. So this for everybody. You got what you asked for. You told y'all wanted Kendrick to come out the club. Not come out the club. I want to say that. Come out the booth. Come out the house. All that. And he did. And now he's murdering y'all favorite rapper. So hey.
In broad daylight. Get it in daylight. Get it in daylight.
He don't care. He, as he said, he ain't throwing rocks and not showing hands. He's showing it's me. I'm coming for you, and I'm finna kill you. And that's what's happening. So I'm all for it. Drake needs to hang it up, or Jay got a box, because this one you can't do nothing after this, bro. Like, either you come out with some extraordinarily good, which I don't think Drake has, or got some dirt on him that he got to find out, or they got a box. At this point, hey. What can you do at this point? Because I'm sorry, Drake. You take this L, bro. I'm sorry.
Because what can you? Shout out to academics. He been pushing Drake this whole beef, and I saw he finally tweeted something objective. He said, "What does Drake say coming off of this last one or these last two? Somebody accused you of being a pedo, bro. So if you come out and defend it, you really don't win there. And if you don't defend it and don't say nothing, you don't win there either.
It's like you admitting that it's happening, like." Because that's what happened on his IG post. He was like, he put a laughing emoji. He tripping in that. He said, I got a kid. I have no kid. So you're not going to acknowledge that he just called you a pedophile and said that y'all got sex traffickers in your company and you got these sex traffickers on your payroll? So what are we doing, bro?
And like I told one of my homeboys, I said, he was trying to say, man, that stuff could be made up. Bro, where it's smoke is fire. I'm sorry. It's been so much stuff talked about with Drake through the years. That he done kind of just, we done sweep it on the rug, because like Kendrick said, he been making us put our hand in the air and dance a little bit. But like Kendrick said too, you can't Tootsie slide yourself out of this one. You just can't. So
I'm putting everybody on Front Street.
Man, you better have a haymaker because it's really say what you want about the beats, say what you want about the songs, whatever. I'm sorry, bro, Kendrick up this one, but I can't wait to hear what Sain got to say. I know he's gonna go probably on his show, but I want to get his quick opinion about it for sure.
One more thing. Y'all need to stop clowning my boy J. Cole. J. Cole made the right decision backing out of this. It was never about him in the first place.
I told y'all this.
Please. As a J. Cole fan, because everybody was in my comments and on my Twitter, my Instagram, yeah, yo, J. Cole, he's soft. Yeah, this was never about him. He knew I'm making a business decision. I know he said, y'all don't know these dudes. I know them. I know there's some smoke finna happen. But J. Cole to win out all this because now he's enjoying his life, his spirit not disrupted, or whatever the world he want to say. He is chilling with his kids. He ain't no sex man. He ain't beating his wife. He chilling. He chilling in New York or North Carolina. And he chilling. So J. Cole the smartest person out of this whole thing. And that's all I got to say.
Absolutely, man. Y'all make sure y'all comment down below and let us know who you got in the beef. Y'all heard from us what we had with, but let us know, man. You Team Drake, you can do the Pound Drake or Pound K. Let us know where y'all, what you feel about this whole rap beef, and we'll move on, man, to some actual basketball stuff. This first round is over officially. It's done. The Cleveland Cavaliers ended up knocking out the Orlando Magic on Sunday in Game 7, so they'll be moving on to face Boston Celtics, man. It's going to be a tough second round matchup. So just your quick reactions of the first round, any upsets that you feel like, you wasn't expecting to happen, and just going into the second round, what's your favorite, second round matchup is so far?
Well, off the first round, it kind of went on par with what I thought was going to happen. The only one I guess I would say I was surprised that is Milwaukee losing, but once the injuries happened, I was like, yeah, they're probably going to lose that series. Like before the injuries happened, I was like, yeah, Milwaukee's going to wash them off the floor, but you can't, when two of your best players is out, you can't really do nothing. Favorite moment, Ant Edwards. I'm sorry, Ant Edwards, he one of them ones. I used to be an Edwards non-believer. I never thought he was bad. I just didn't think people was throwing out the Jordans and all. I'm like, I don't know, but
he here.
I'm sorry, bro. He's here. He's arrived on the scene, and I'm probably talking a little bit of bias because he played the Grizzlies, and I didn't like how he did in the Grizzlies series. But no, he's one of them ones. I'm sorry, like he's like that. That's my first reaction. Second thing, the Mavericks are dangerous. Do not sleep on the Mavericks. I believe Kyrie Irving is he's playing the best basketball versus Cleveland right now. And as a Kyrie Irving fan, I love to see that. It seems like he's actually in a franchise that wants him there and he wants to be there. And I was never a big Luka fan, but I just like seeing a great player play with another great player. It seems like Luka actually has a guy that can actually go with him as much as him now. So that's my two instant reactions. And it was one of them ones. I still think Denver's going to win that series. In 7. I got Denver in 7. But it was one of them ones. And I highly think I think the Mavericks are going to beat the Thunder, and the Mavericks may be dangerous playing against the Nuggets. And that's my reaction. I think the East is going to be easy. I feel like it's going to be the Celtics are going to beat the Cavs. And the Knicks are going to be, who the Knicks playing? Pacers. Yeah, the Knicks gonna beat the Pacers. Yeah, I believe that's gonna be. It's gonna be. Yeah, I think that's. And then the Celtics gonna play the Knicks, and that's gonna be a good series. Celtics versus Knicks. But I still think Celtics gonna. I think Celtics have a very easy road to the finals. Honestly, but the Mavericks, bro, I don't know what it's about. I just feel like they just know how to win. I just feel like Kyrie and Luka. There's probably isn't two guys in the players right now consistently that can score with them. Because I would say Jamal Murray and Jokic, but Jamal Murray, he's sometimes up because he's hurt right now. He's banged up right now. So that's all I gotta say, bro. And that's one of the ones. And the Mavericks are dangerous. That's all. That's my two big reactions. What about you, bro?
I'm with you, bro. Ant is that guy. We can just cut the shit with all of the Ant stuff, all of the SGA Ant stuff, all of the anybody else you want to name. I'm sorry, SGA's playing some good ball. That team as a whole is playing some good ball with OKC, but the person of this playoffs is Anthony.
Ant, for sure.
Point blank.
For sure.
For good reason. I mean, I was talking, we had a cookout in my family house the other day. I mean, this weekend. And that's what I was saying, bro. Like, he's seizing his moment. That's what it's about. It's not about, who put this person above this person or whatever. Like, the man is seizing his moment. And at the end of the day, I'm a basketball fan first. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. I just don't want to see it against us. Let's be real
Facts.
blank. When the Grizzlies
Facts.
play him, I need him to get locked up. I need him to have the worst game ever, whatever. Obviously, that's not gonna happen because he's a dog. It will be a Job versus Ant, or me, I'm gonna say a GG versus Ant in the future at some point, whatever. But man, yeah, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do in his playoffs. I do got still the Nuggets coming out of that series in 6. I'm gonna stay on that one. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. But I think their experience and they eventually the Jamal and Jokic thing is going to click. And I think that excitement coming from the Timberwolves may fizzle out at some point. Cat had a good game. Overall, as a team, they came out there and played. But I think at some point, the switch is going to flip for them. East, I'm with you. I think that whole, I wanted the Magic to win. Honestly, I wanted the Cavs to kind of get out of there early, just because it's always rumblings about Donovan Mitchell leaving or asking for a trade or moving around.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. So go ahead and just get over with. Just go get them out of here. I know Jared Allen is somebody that is on the Grizzlies' radar as far as a center, and possibly going into the offseason. So it's kind of like, let's just get them out the way so we can get some more stuff to talk about in the offseason. Yeah. But I'm with you. I think I got the Celtics and the Knicks in the finals. I got the Nuggets, and I'm with you. I'm gonna go Mavs. I think OKC is Fugazi. And we're talking about finals predictions. I can't tell you that yet because I gotta see how the Knicks gonna match up with the Celtics, and I also gotta see if Porzingis is gonna be good by that time, because
that's true.
The way that they playing, them dogs in New York, bro.
They sit down on defense,
Tatum,
bro.
Perfect haircut, having ass, don't come out there and ball out, man. You might talk about an upset. So that's just where I'm at with it. But it's to be determined at this point.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. It's been exciting so far. More excitement on the way for sure.
Good, exciting playoffs for sure, bro. For sure. Y'all make sure y'all comment below and let us know what's your favorite second round matchup that's coming up, and any prediction that you have. But that's all we got for the No Bluffin news, man. For sure. I'm glad to go ahead and get this over, because on the other side of this first break, man, we got my guy Anthony Sain joining us, like I said, for the first time in this iteration. It's gonna be a good one, man. We got some good topics to ask, some things him talk about, flip it back on him to kind of get his opinion and see how he feels about it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get that going, man. So like I said, on the other side of this break, you'll have Anthony Sain joining us. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right
this past
back.
week. It not only kept that 1% hope alive, I think that percentage has grown, because you see them beat Florida Atlantic, you realize they can beat just about anybody in conference if they can beat that team.
Yeah, and we've known this. They haven't shown that in quite a while, but we've known the whole year that Memphis is really at their best, at their peak max powers. They're capable of beating pretty much any team in college basketball. I believe that. I mean,
yeah.
They have very quality wins. They've went in tough environments and won games against quality opponents. Like, Memphis can beat a lot of top 25 teams in the country, probably. They're just that good on paper. But for whatever reason, they only show up at certain times.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The next 2 years, if they can find a roster that works with those guys making the money they make, they'll have 2 legitimate shots at titles, I think, for 2 years. And now after that, you figure out what you're going to figure out. Jaren's going to come up again, and his money's going to be more. Maybe that's the point where you've got to break it up. This trade deadline and this offseason, acquiring some pieces that make sense for you, not development guys, not drafting guys, acquiring pieces and guys on favorable contracts that fit into your system, that finish those last little bits around the edges that you need. And that's, I think, why the next 2 years are so important. I think that's why the trade deadline is so important, as well as the offseason, because they've got to find pieces that work. They cannot develop guys. They're done with that. They can't be doing that anymore.
Time is done.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with Mark King and Lute Hatmaker at 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday, live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Yo, we back on the other side of the break, and we got my guy. I done messed up some spelling, so y'all just don't even worry about that. It is what it is.
Dang, fam. Dang, bro.
Ain't gonna worry about that. Y'all just mind y'all business, man. But we got my guy Anthony Sain joining us.
This man
What's
said
going on, man?
joins.
It wouldn't be you without technical difficulties, man. So yeah,
Hey,
Oh, that's funny.
got it.
no surprise. Oh, before y'all ask me anything, because I know y'all want to talk about the Drake stuff first. Evan, I know you're 20 years old. You know nothing about hip hop beef. One never happened in your lifetime.
Hey,
One never
yo.
happened in your
I
lifetime.
know history, bro.
One
Don't
never
do
happened in
me.
your lifetime.
Yes, but I know my history. Like,
All right,
this not.
so let me say this to you first. J.
Okay.
Cole is not out of this like he's on top. To both of y'all, and Chris, you know better. No, there's no way. There's nowhere in the world you could be on the 2-3 year run of talking about you're the best, you the GOAT, you the king, can't nobody touch you, hop on everybody's feature, beating everybody on their song, throw a weak ass punch and then get out of the fight. That is not how this works at all. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. Not put toothpaste back into the tube.
Oh, that's funny.
If he had totally said, okay, I'm not touching this, K-Dot, my boy, and had the wisdom to just not touch this at all, cool. I would have gave J. Cole all the props. But now you have to change your whole rap style. You can't go out there talking about you the king no more.
He's still gonna do it though.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
I disagree.
He's still gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
And he's gonna sound like Big Sean in them now. He's down there with Big Sean in them now. He is not.
That's disrespectful.
He is
That
not
is way
part of
disrespectful.
The Big Two are going at it right now. The Big Two
That's
is the mega fight right
disrespectful.
now.
Oh, that's crazy.
Get out. You are not part of Big Three. You down there with Big Sean in them.
Big Sean is crazy. Not as disrespectful.
He's not in the Big Three no more, bro. Congratulations, you the king of the B team for sure.
King of the B team is wild.
That's a fact. He is officially. What's a Grizzly player that used to go out there and used to be an all-star when he playing with? He's the Scottie Pippen Jr. of the
Scottie Pippen Jr. of this rap
That's
battle.
crazy.
He's not in it, bro. Like the main event is going on right now, bro. This is the main event right now. You're a wrestling fan. This is Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. We don't care about you, LA Knight. Get your ass up out of here, bro. You been all that talking. Now that the real Rock is here, you look like a damn scrub. Get up out of here, bro.
LA Knight is ridiculous.
Get him out of here, bro. Get your ass up out of here, bro. The real Rock is here now, bro. Get up out of here, bro.
Oh man.
You know what? Y'all got it. I ain't even say you know what? Y'all got
Get him out of here, bro.
he's not.
He's not, bro.
Crazy.
He's not. His decision, that was a horrible decision. But like if he never got in it, cool, I would respect the man. Go somewhere, talk about not using deodorant and looking at the sun and walking around barefoot, whatever you want to talk about. But like once you got in it, you cannot get out of it, bro. And the main event is going on right now.
Yeah. Bro. He tarnished his image, he tarnished his reputation in that regard. Still can probably make some great music, but I agree, bro. It's done. I 100% agree with that.
People gonna forget.
There is no Big Three, bro.
People gonna
right now.
People gonna forget. People have very short memory.
Yeah, people gonna forget. Just like when people talk about, like I had people blowing my phone. Oh man, Drake done, or oh man, Kendrick done. No, bro, these are two mega weights. These are two invincible men going at each other, bro. There is no losing to this. Like right now, today, Kendrick Lamar is on top of this. Don't get it twisted, bro. When Family Matters dropped, and we didn't know Kendrick had another song coming, like that shit was a wrap, bro. Drake came in and like he got Euphoria, all that up out of here. For 15 minutes, Drake was in the lead, bro.
15 minutes, exactly.
Don't act like it was for 15 minutes, Drake was in the lead, bro. Because Family Matters came hard as hell. And then Kendrick came out and dropped the mega bomb, over the weekend. So I don't know if it's over. I hope it's not over. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. You look at this, these gentlemen putting together a cold ass 4-pack before the summer, bro. If you just look at because the songs they're dropping are like charting songs, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like these dudes,
if they drop albums, it's gonna go crazy. If they drop albums,
these songs are like super good songs. This is some of their best work. So I hope that they're not done. And like I said, it's good for everybody, man, because you guys really hit a lot of it in the first segment, but it's really good for everybody because, bro, we're getting two dudes who have been lazily sitting on top for the last 4 or 5 years, bro. Yeah, Drake, who hardly ever does anything with passion. Even his melodic songs don't have the passion he had maybe 2 or 3 albums ago. And then you have Kendrick Lamar, who just ain't been making music at all. Like for both of these guys to be this charged up, man, and making this quality of music, it's good for everybody. Like I said, a debate about who's winning, all that type of stuff is cool. Shit, we winning. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact.
Because the big two King Kong and Godzilla going in. It ain't no megalodons. It ain't no J-Coles in this. This is
Oh my gosh.
Godzilla versus King Kong, man. Get all the megalodons and all these other folks about it.
Oh my goodness, I can't. I'm not
But yeah,
gonna do
it's
it.
been dope. It's been dope for sure, man. Y'all know I'm a Drake, big time Drake fan, but like I'm not gonna act like I ain't gonna act like Kendrick Lamar ain't been on his ass, and I'm not gonna act like these. Here's the thing: people are saying, okay, I'm gonna assume everything is true, right? I'm gonna assume everything these dudes are saying is true.
Right.
Which is not.
Yeah,
we know that we know there's a lot of pillow talking, there's a lot of exaggerations, and we don't know if Kendrick Lamar is referring to. There are two things that are like stamped, like there's proof of Drake that are weird, right? Well, three things that are weird: history of dating girls that are very close to 19, 20 years old. Like this been the case with Drake. He's been on this weird old man run of dating these young ass girls, right? Like that's documented.
Yep.
Then you got the girl from Stranger Things who he had a friendship with when she was high school age. Like that's real. And then you have the incident when Drake was Evan's age and he called the girl on stage that was 17.
And man,
all that type of stuff. It could be a legend to that, or it could be something much more sinister. And my thing with that is, if it's a bigger deal than that, like K-Dot, you need to be calling the FBI and not you know what I mean?
Call the cops, bro. Call the feds.
Yeah, call the feds, bro. Like, why? If you got that type of information, bro,
you can't keep information, bro.
He's running a sex circus in OVO, bro. A sweatshop. Like, I think
call the police. Call the
police. It
police.
needs to be a bigger deal than, oh shit, that's a bar. No, be calling the law.
they need to be behind bars. Get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Put this man in jail.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm like, all right, bro. Let's be for real. Like, if you really
That's actually like
it's like running a child sex ring, you know what I mean? Let's go a little deeper than the studio, bro. You know what I mean? So, but let me
ask y'all this real quick though. Let me ask you this, because you're a hip hop historian, and you know, Evan, man, we all hear that. If that is true,
there's an interesting three generations who look out over the whole thing for sure. Yeah.
Right. If that is to be true, right? Which, like you said, we can only take these guys for what they're doing, and we're gonna move basketball. But would that be considered snitching? Is Kendrick a rat?
Hey, I come from the school of I ain't had nothing to do with this shit.
Like if you wasn't involved in it, it's not snitching. It's not snitching.
We're not gonna act like the stuff that Drake was saying in Family Matters. We say, yeah, bro, you beating your wife.
Like, that's still crazy.
That's just
domestic violence. That's still he can still get jail for that. Like, it's
right.
Still
But here's the thing, though, man. Here's the thing that we all have to understand. These celebrity dudes are all weird as shit, bro. Kendrick Lamar is weird as shit. Like all these, I don't question.
Look how he dressed, bro.
Kendrick Lamar made an album discussing things that he had the drama and trauma that he's had to address through therapy. And I talked to Michael Arrell about this, and I was like, man, and I said this, bro, it's crazy. If you go back to listen to me on Jason and John's show, either Wednesday or Thursday, can't remember what day I was on there. I talked about it. I said, man, it's gonna be a matter of time before you find out some real dark shit about Drake. I said this on the air before all this stuff happened this weekend. And I said, man, the reason why is if you're hearing this music, you hear a troubled man in his music. You hear a dude who he's probably jealous of the Jay-Z's of the world who are married with children, or the Kendrick Lamars who have a steady whatever type of family they have going on. Or, you know, he's probably jealous of all these dudes who have stable families, like guys like Chris Ingram. You know what I mean? Like regular dudes who find a woman he identified as a wife. He's got children. Drake probably is jealous of that aspect of his life. And if you listen to Drake's music, he's super petty about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. About all these random women that he's calling these cast off throwaway women. He clearly feels a way about these women based on the music he's making. And you can tell that he's a troubled individual. Like the fact that Drake is pushing up on my age and he's still talking about stuff that Evan would talk about is you can tell that there's something not right about the brother. But the beauty of hip hop is, not the beauty, the ugliness of hip hop, just the ugly of celebrity and music and all these type of things is that these people who have these traumatic lives like this, nobody's listening to Lil Wayne since he stopped being on drugs. You know what I mean? Like he's not the same dude, man. And it's like that. We love this the trauma and the failure of these guys' lives. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, is putting out great music. And we don't want to hear 444 Drake. We want to hear Drake, 40-year-old man, still talking about, you know, flying the Turks and the stuff that Kendrick Lamar talks about. That's the stuff we love about Drake's music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
Toxic.
Yeah,
Drake makes toxic movies.
You want to see Future talking about my girlfriend is all my girls on mushrooms and coke. Like you 40. Like we get excited hearing them talk about that type of stuff, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's been good for hip hop, man. Anybody who's taking a hard stance, and I'm here now with 3 guys who I know who are fans of the big 3 or whatever. All 3 of them, and it's good to talk to people who don't have these weird living vicariously through whoever thinks about this, because it's like I love Drake. I know I love Drake, but I love K-Dot too. But I got Drake above K-Dot, you know, just in my, because I'm not gonna ride down the street bumping Not Like Us. I don't have no desire to bump it. Like I listened to it twice, and that's about it. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like
Mr. Morale.
I did not listen. To that.
I'm not.
I listened to it, but I was
highly offended that Kendrick Lamar dropped a Trauma album in the middle of like, bro,
he was sad, bro. He was sad.
You running the hose away for real, bro. Like, you and J. Cole were about to run the hose away for real, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about you thought your auntie was a man and you think you might have got my list, but you're not sure. I don't want to hear all that when the hoes shaking ass, bro. I'm sorry, K-Dot, I love you. I don't want to hear all that going into the summer, bro. Like, just keep bumping like that. Stay in that little vein. Stay in there like that vein for the entire summer. We'll be all right. But shout out to
this man been on the show for 10 minutes, bro. He already got us tripping. Like,
shout out to Glorilla, man, because you know she's got some of the twerk songs of the summer. But I've had to pause Glorilla to listen to these dudes, you know, talk about BBLs and Olympic and all
fake abs and stuff.
Yeah, fake abs and messing with little kids. Like that's what I've had to pause my booty shaking for. But here these dudes.
It's wild.
It's a wild time we live in.
It's hot outside. Girls' feet are out. Booty shaking. All this stuff is going on, bro. And I'm listening to dudes. And we talking about. I put the Glorilla on pause, bro. I put Glorilla on pause.
Put you over here. Listen to these dudes talking about some dark stuff. Oh,
you sleeping with little girls. You running a sex ring.
Sick world we in, bro.
Crazy world. But we listening to it. That's crazy. We listening to it.
Glorilla's telling women with cellulite, shake your cellulite. I'm like, oh shit. Then Drake and K-Dot are like getting into it. I don't have time for this.
Well, all I'm hearing is
what J. Cole out here focusing on right now. But
all I'm hearing is that, man, take care of yourself, drink your water, take your ashwagandha,
and touch some grass. Touch some grass. Yeah, don't touch other people.
Don't get too consumed in this stuff. This is entertainment to a certain degree. Real life really, take precedent. But man, Sain, we talked about this last week, man. We're gonna go ahead and get the Grizzlies talk. We talked about this last week, and I want to get your opinion on this topic. We talked about how us, from a Grizzlies fandom standpoint, how we watching this playoffs, whether it's East West, whether it's 1 versus 8, whether it's 2 through 7, whoever it is, whatever the matchup may be, and just what conclusion we come into as far as what the Grizzlies need to look at this and say, okay, we see what's going on in the landscape of the NBA. How do we need to shape our off season going into the next season to make sure that we're there, to make sure that we're competing, and ultimately, going to be hopefully in that conversation of bringing Memphis a championship. So what are you seeing from these teams and these different matchups to say, all right, cool, if I was in the front office, this is kind of what I would take away and making sure we need to implement into our team going forward?
Man, you flat out have to have dudes who are ready for this, like for the playoffs. And there's depth, like playoff depth, then there's like fake ass depth. Like, you know what I mean? Because, people talk about like, oh man, the Grizzlies, we're deep and we're that. You got to have 6 or 7 real dogs on your team who are ready for the playoffs, bro. Because if you think about like whatever team you're talking about, it's about 4 or 5 dudes who really ready for these moments, who are actually contributing to these teams. Rest of these dudes, like you got, I can't really think about his name off top, but you got guys who were regular season guys who are waving the towel right now in the playoffs because they're not, you know what I mean? And you talk about, like me and you've had these conversations for a long time, man. Like, Santi and do we keep what's Santi's value, and Luke Kennard and Scottie Pippen Jr. Is he the backup point guard? Right. Man, in the playoffs, none of that matters, bro. Like you got to be a flat foot hooper, bro. Like the Grizzlies have to identify who are our guys who, when the bright lights of the playoffs come on, who are ready, who are going to be ready for this.
Not scared of the moment.
Because it's dudes on some of these teams who, when it comes down to it, they're ready for those bright lights for sure.
Josh Hart.
Like guys like Josh Hart, man. and that's something else too. If I'm Zach Kleiman, I'm feeling like I'm doing a good thing because chemistry and continuity are the two themes I said are the theme of the 2024 playoffs. Teams who like each other, who have guys who fit in, who who've been doing this for a while, those are the teams that are winning every single one of these series, man. Like, even if you look at the Knicks, a team who doesn't have a lot of homegrown guys, half of that team played college basketball together. Their stars, the guys who are really blowing up on this big stage, are guys who played on the same team together in college. And there's that, because that Knicks team, I don't think it's a coincidence that Julius Randle's not there, but a bunch of kids who played at Villanova together are looking like a team that's going to be an Eastern Conference Finals team right now. You know what I mean? The Pacers, young homegrown team, right? Minnesota, mostly homegrown team. They went out and got Rudy Gobert, but that team is mostly homegrown. Nas Reed, those type of guys. Jaden McDaniels, those type of dudes. All just homegrown guys that they brought in who've been around since they were young, and they're coming up together. If I'm Zach Kleiman, I think he's found a formula that is a winning formula. Denver Nuggets, last year's champion, homegrown guys. And when they got Aaron Gordon, sure. But their team mostly is guys that they acquired them. Their big three are all guys that they drafted, and they're all kind of that same kind of age group too. So I think that formula, and I'm just excited, man, to see that the super team, buddy, go get together with this guy from this team, and hey, I was a star at this team, and I'm Bradley Beal, Eastern Conference All-Star, and I'm glad that all these super teams they put together, I'm glad they're out of here, and this proving that it's not working, man. And the teams who have smart front offices, teams who have small market teams, and these teams who have guys who they've identified and they've let their young players, because Minnesota, it's no coincidence that Minnesota finally got over the hump when they said, all right, man, screw this. Anthony Edwards, go be the dude. Go be you, man. In years past, they've kind of screwed around and tried to make him like this, whatever.
Who is it? Cat's team.
Cat's like, no, let me sit my ass down to get out of the way for Michael Jordan's kid. You know what I mean? So
Michael Jordan's kid is crazy.
But yeah, like I think that's something you definitely can gather, that the Grizzlies are on the right track as being a team who is homegrown. Like I said, they've got chemistry and they got continuity. I think that's something you're seeing in the playoffs, and that it also makes you think that a team like Boston, even regardless of losing Porzingis like they have, the core of guys who've been together forever, that they still can find a way, to come out of the East over there.
That's true. That's true. And I think that's going to lead into our next topic. Before we get to that, though, make sure y'all comment below and let us know, what are y'all key takeaways that y'all think the Grizzlies need to focus on going into year 2 of this, I guess you could say, competing, because we were expected to compete this year. I'm sorry. Like, injuries, the Reds, but like bringing in Marcus Smart, bringing D Rose, this is
a win now situation.
I don't care what nobody says.
Be top 4 in the West. Yeah, with Ja back, you would expect us to be top 4 in the West for sure.
Well, yeah, but let's go to our second topic. I threw this question to Chris a few days ago, but now since the first round is over, and I want Chris to answer this too. Are there any players on like the losing teams that you feel like the Grizzlies should go out for, and why? And what would be like your pitch to them or the front office? Since some teams like the Clippers, they probably gonna blow it up. Some teams like the Suns, they probably gonna blow it. There's a lot of teams that got bounced at the first round that's probably not looking to be competing next year. Yeah. So is there anyone that's like not in the playoffs that you feel like we should probably go out for?
Yeah, I've heard y'all say Paul George, of course, with the Clippers. I don't have much argument with that. I think it would take a lot to get him. So I'm not really there with PG. But if we're gonna stay with the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is exactly who we've been talking about, who we want this entire season, as far as low expectation, just go out there and get rebounds, set screens big. Looks like Marcus All, so fans of course call him Marcus. he'll get the baby Marcus. I mean, he's just a guy who, he's got all that type of stuff going on. He's just a dirty work guy. If he's playing 20, 25 minutes a game, I don't think he'll care as long as the team is winning. He's a guy that if he's sitting in the fourth quarter, it won't be a bad look to us. You know what I mean? If he's not able to finish games, if you go with the smaller lineup, I think that'll be fine. Orlando's got 3 guys, of course, that I'm looking at. I'm mostly saying bigs, man. Everyone says Wendell Carter Jr. We know Wendell Carter Jr., what he does. He's a guy that if he could be a 4-quarter big. He could be a guy that could close games for the Grizzlies because of his shot making, free throw shooting, ability to score. If Jaren's having a bad night, Wendell Carter Jr. could close games for you. So what is Goga Batadze, another guy that a lot of fans have talked about. He's one of those guys who you feel like if he's given a bigger role, well, if he's doing this in this amount of minutes, you give him more minutes and he probably could do more. He's definitely a guy a lot of people talk about with that. And another guy on their roster, man, is Mo Wagner, man. He's another guy, just a big, bulky guy. Gave Jaren hell in the FIBA tournament when he played against Germany. But you play him at the 5 or the 4. I really think he's the guy that the Grizzlies could go after, that I would like to see. And of course, Bobby Portis Jr. with the Bucks, man. old crazy
man.
Portis,
Crazy man. Crazy.
And
man.
I hate to say that because him and Jaren did not work in FIBA at all. Like that, it just didn't work. But yeah, I think all those guys are guys on other teams that could be fine. And I'm gonna tell you something interesting too, man. Yeah, a lot of people are not. I think it's at the point now where the whole Jaren and rebounding thing, and Jaren can't be a center. It's starting to get kind of annoying, bro. Because
played out.
Here's the thing, like just throwing this out, right? If somebody said, okay, Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be on the Grizzlies next year, right? Everybody would be like, oh shit, we got Isaiah Hartenstein. Yeah. Like, go ahead and put us in the championship, right? Josh Hart, who's a 6'6" small forward on their team,
is out rebounding that man.
Twice as many rebounds per game than Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein is averaging about 6 rebounds a game, which is Jaren's average, and Josh Hart is averaging like 12 rebounds a game. It's all about chemistry, scheme, how the coaches run things, how they prioritize things. I think if you put Jaren on the court with the right guys, like if Gigi's out there, if Vince Williams out there, those type of dudes out on the court with Jaren, you're gonna get rebounds. You just got to put. And if you say, okay, Jaren. And if somebody comes in, because I don't think it'll be Taylor Jenkins, but if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, Jaren, I need you to like focus on being the center this year. I need you to focus on rebounds." Don't tell me Jaren can't get 2 more rebounds a game, bro. Like if Jaren was an 8 rebound a game guy, like Isaiah Hartenstein is, no one would be complaining and saying Jaren can't rebound.
That's a fact.
But every time you hear Jaren talk, it's like, well, they don't really ask me to rebound. Well, they don't really want me to do that. Like that's not really part of what we do. Me rebounding, like that's not my role. It's always been the center's role. I think a simple off-season conversation and off-season regimen could make Jaren be okay to guard dudes and I mean get rebounds on dudes. Because if you go back and just look at games, Jaren offensively dominated every damn big man in the league. Like he dominated everybody. Like he even got the Anthony Davis ghost. He even killed Slade that ghost, So offensively, Jaren can hold his own against anybody. Defensively, he can hold his own against most guys. He just gets physically overwhelmed when it comes down to rebounding. But I'm not going to say that a 24, 25-year-old dude with another healthy offseason to condition, another healthy offseason to get his body together, can't come back being a better rebounder. Because we're not talking about a league where there's, Shaq, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, all these centers. You're talking about 2 or 3 guys that probably overwhelm Jaren as far as being, these centers that are just really so much better than him. So I don't worry about it at all, man. And the agenda I'm pushing. I'm pushing the start Gigi Jackson agenda as well, but it's not a small forward. It's a power forward. So I'm pushing Jaren at the 5, Gigi at the 4, somebody at the 3.
I'm gonna say we got a 3 then, bro.
With Desmond Bain and John Morant.
Shit, Vince Williams.
Yeah.
Hey,
but Chris, what about you though? Is there anybody that's in the playoffs right now that you thinking that Grizzlies try to go for? Because I got my guy too. Because I'm saying to one of my guys, but who you got?
I like pretty much did everybody he said. I didn't tap in to figure out the reason. I didn't see Goga playing. I don't know if he's injured or not, but that was kind of odd to me. If he's not injured, so I guess we can look into that later on. But I got all those the Magic players just give us one. Zubac, I ain't mad at that one. Bobby Portis, I was tweeting about him the other night. I mean, I just would love to see his energy, bro. Like
crazy.
I need that energy next to Ja, Jaren, Dez, G. I need that. Like, whether it's him or somebody else. Right. But if you got him, Smart, like those kind of guys, you need guys gonna go out there and just be crazy, bro. Play ball, like forget scheme.
Because it doesn't really matter what Jaren's position is on the roster. Doesn't matter. Like he just needs somebody that can allow him to roam defensively and get cover his back when it comes down to rebounding. Whether Jaren's the tallest dude on the court or not, that whole thing doesn't matter. Whether
you need some help.
Because if you can get a power forward here, like who can rebound and kind of get Jaren off of the big man. You know what I mean? Whether he's like who can kind of deal with the center defensively. Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't matter whether Jaren's the 5 or the 4, and that could be Brandon Clark. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, man, I'm standing on regardless of what happens this offseason. Because I hear people saying like, well, Jared Allen or this dude. The Grizzlies are not going to go out and invest $15-20 million per year in a center. In my opinion, I just don't think that makes sense.
Don't make sense.
I think it's going to be some low risk dude, like low low expectation dude. Like he was not really asked to do a lot of stuff. And I with that being said, even if you go draft a Donovan Clingan or whatever, I still think your starting center. I think Jaren and Brandon Clark are going to start, in my opinion, this season. This is not me saying I want that to happen, but I just kind of think that's the way it's going to flow because I don't think they're going to go out and just go get some name who Mitchell Robinson or I don't think that's happening, bro. Like that just doesn't feel real to me. That doesn't feel like an actual target. I think they're either going to draft a center or they'll get somebody like Andre Drummond who just kind of there is a kind of to fortify Jaren at the 5. But I don't really think they're going to do anything major as far as that goes.
Yeah, I got one more name. I got one more name before you go.
You go.
Because I want you to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of this name talked about, and it may not be able to happen because I think he's one of their more important pieces, but depending on like finances and things like that this offseason, I would love this. And it's going to depend on what the Grizzlies do this offseason too. Obviously, this ain't just as the roster is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have Terry on the Grizzlies, bro. I would love to have that guy. I don't know. It would be some shaking and jiving going on as far as the different parts. This is a like after the fact type of move. I would love like a guy with that kind of energy though on the team. Again, I don't know what would happen, what need to happen to make it happen, but that's a guy that I'm just keeping my eye on. I'm side-eyeing Terrence Mann to see what happens with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't hate that at all. And kind of on Sain's point, I think our big swing moves last season. I think Marcus Smart was our big swing move. Like we going win now situation. I don't see us making another swing move like that 2 off season in a row. I just don't. Because I feel like the front office already thinks that our team, as instructed with pseudo big man, is good enough to compete for a championship. So if everybody throwing out, like you said, Mitchell Robinson or Nick Claxton, or I know we kind of added to by saying Paul George, but like these big name, big man guys, it's just not very realistic for this team, money wise or just logistically. If we didn't get hurt this year, we were probably playing in the second round, third round West Conference playoffs right now. Real talk. Even if we didn't get hurt last year. So I don't believe we're going to get this big swing guy that's just going to move everybody out the way. We're going to win the championship right now. Like as constructed, we can win the championship already. So I just think we need, as fans, need to damper our expectations. The last guy that trying to get off the big man boat is just Malik Beasley, because I don't think Luke Kennard is going to be on this team next year. And Malik Beasley is an unrestricted free agent. He only made $2 million for the Bucks last year. That's another guy we can maybe sign to a 2-year deal where it's $10 million. Just have another shooter on the floor, because we mentioned all these guys, but we still we've been consistent one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. Yeah. We just have. Like, we've been able to make our money because John Moran is as good as he is, and Desmond as good as we are, and Drew Jackson. And now we have Gigi now. But we need shooting on the floor. So I feel like Malik Beasley can be a good 3-and-D guy just to spread the floor, so we have the guys we mentioned can still work and operate. That's another guy I would like to see. And I feel like that's actually a feasible guy, because I don't feel like the Bucks may not re-sign him, especially because since they lost, I don't see them re-signing somebody like that. So that's another guy that I like, Malik Beasley. So I don't know what y'all think about that. But I like
that's a good way to think about it, especially when you can get him for way cheaper than what you're about to extend
Luke Kennard for.
Yeah.
And they do something saying like he shot 41.7% from the 3-point line last year, like from this year. Yeah. Luke Kennard's doing the same thing. He's a better defender. Maybe you can argue that Luke Kennard is better off the dribble. Maybe like you can make that argument, but we don't need anyone doing that when you have John Moran, Desmond, Gigi Jackson, Marcus Smart, and all that.
Bro,
you feel me?
That man like dribbles through his legs going to the side. Come on, bro. I ain't worried about this man coming off the dribble. Cut this shit out.
Yeah, but I think priority is big man. Also, that's the main priority, or just men in that position, and then just find another shooter. Because I just feel you can never have too much shooting, too much space on the floor, and I feel like that's like a need that people haven't talked about enough this year. Because we just haven't been able to shoot the ball like from the outside, especially late game in the playoffs. Because me and Chris talk about it extensively. Down the stretch of the playoffs, what's our offense? Ja make a play, and that's not good, because all they do is they clump in the paint and they pack the paint and they try to force Ja to do a million things in there. That doesn't work. It didn't, especially when it comes to the playoff series where guys can actually sit down on defense with good coaching against us and all that. So more shooting, Malik Beasley, just another shooter, just to spread the floor a little bit. You know, we good on that topic, y'all, or y'all got any more names on that?
No, I think I'm good on that. Like that's interesting you said that, because with that whole Milwaukee thing, right? Because that team needs somebody who is who Patrick Beverly really thinks he is, right?
I think he is.
Right? So
that's crazy.
So we talked about Bobby Portis, right? We talked about Bobby Portis, and I'm joking around about Marcus Smart, right? Because like if we talk about Marcus Smart later in the segment, like I stand on maximizing his trade value because in a couple of years he's going to be a free agent. And with the emergence of guys like Gigi and Vince, if Marcus Smart isn't on this roster, it might be a little easier to do things going forward, right? So I'm looking at the Milwaukee situation like, hey, don't y'all need who y'all really thought Patrick Beverley was who y'all thought Patrick Beverley was going to be?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at, Portis, Beasley, something like that type move.
Good package.
I'm going to want a little bit more for Marcus Smart because we gave away, a couple first-round picks for him. But, yeah, I'm just kind of spitballing, man. Don't take none of this to heart.
We'll see what happens. Hey, Marcus Smart, we all want Marcus Smart on this team for the next few seasons. But, hey, the NBA is a very dynamic thing. It's a very dynamic business.
You got to think next contract with everybody. You always have to.
Because I know I was listening to Luke and Mark's show a few days ago. Like we all know, we probably have a maybe 1 to 3 championship window right now because then Jaren's contract is gonna expire, and you gotta pay Gigi when Gigi gets out of his rookie contract, and you gotta pay all these guys, So maybe, as you said, maybe Smart, maybe the guy you can fluctuate to get some of that first, just get some financial room to just sign these guys again, just get some assets back because. Yeah. How is more Smart now? Ain't he like 29, 30 right now? Something like that.
30, I think.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's gonna be out of his prime at 33 years old, but he's gonna be 33 years old. There aren't a lot of 33-year-old guys that's played in the league as long as him that's gonna be the same way they are now, unless you're like a Steph Curry or LeBron James or KD. He's not that. So Smart may be that guy you just plug in just to fluctuate, just to give you some more room to do things. Now, I don't think that's a terrible idea to have. So I'm kind of with you on that, saying to be real with you.
Yeah. Yeah, then the whole Kennard thing, man. If you bring Kennard back, you're gonna be a luxury tax team, right? And if you do something creative with that, move off of him and bring a smaller deal in, something like that. Being a taxpayer and not being a taxpayer is a big deal, especially you start talking about mid-level exception contracts. You know what I mean? Because if you want to go out in free agency and sign a big man or sign whatever you're looking for, you can do a whole lot more out not being a taxpayer. So. That whole Luke Kennard thing is gonna be interesting how it all plays out for sure. That's something that a lot of people really aren't talking about. Like everybody's talking about the draft and all these type of things. That Luke Kennard contract is a big deal. Like it's what you do with him really can set up everything for the rest of the summer. So
it can.
And that pick.
Yeah, and that I honestly I'm still I don't think we're gonna trade the pick, but if we do, I feel like Luke Kennard is gonna be one of the main pieces of that trade because he has a team option and everybody can use a Luke Kennard. So as you said, people aren't talking about enough that if we keep him, that could mean a lot of things, or if we trade him, that could mean a lot of things. So and that I can't remember how much money he's making this year, but he's making a good enough money. You can get a few guys back or just get someone better for at least money at his position.
Yeah. Then you gotta be careful because we're in a roster crunch too. Like we can't do many 1-for-2 trades because you just don't have the spots. You know what I mean? So
unless you just cut a bunch of guys, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Y'all know my trade, my Zaire Williams and a pick for Andre Drummond. Like this.
Please get Zaire out of here. Oh my God, I'm so sick of dude.
That feels like an extreme layup to me.
I'm so sick of dude.
A guy who need to start, come out the bench, whatever you're doing with him. So
yeah. Well, since you look, this was our last topic, but you going ahead and start talking about it. So I'm just gonna jump the line on this one and bring it in at this point. We had these conversations all the time about who should start at the 3 next year. We bring up Gigi, we bring up Vince, we bring up Marcus Smart. You got Chris Wallace. He went on and he talked about he's stamping Gigi. He has the talent to go out there and do it. You got Brevin coming on your show talking about he thinks Vince is the guy that could be that guy. And I know I've heard you talk about hey, bring Marcus Smart, let him do it because there's so many ways you can bring him out early. It's different ways as long as the coach is thinking this way. They can use really all 3 of these guys. But with everything that you're saying, is it a possibility or is it a probability? Just again, it's nothing that we know that's gonna happen. But when you're talking about going into opening night 2024 season, is it a dark horse starting small forward out there that you could say nobody's talking about? He's not on this team right now.
Right.
Everybody we're even arguing about, it's not even in that discussion.
I mean, of course it is. You always have to think that there's something out there that can happen. Like nobody saw us getting Marcus Smart. Like nobody, if you ask people, okay, how do you solve? Dylan Brooks is out there acting a goddamn fool. So how do we solve that problem? Marcus Smart. Like nobody was saying that, right? Like nobody was saying in no time last year was anybody saying the Grizzlies need to get Marcus Smart to be your wing defender next year. And it just kind of happened. You know what I mean? So of course there's always a possibility of something else could happen out there. I think and my whole thing as far as starting Marcus Smart at small forward, if he's on the roster, is like I said, I don't think he'll be here in a couple of years. So you want to maximize him. You want to, increase his value, show teams that he's still a guy that can be really good. You know what I mean? We had this conversation with Brevin, and Brevin's thing was like, well, any team he goes to, more than likely he's not going to start anyway. You know what I mean? So does that even matter? And I agree with that part too. But yeah, it's always a chance of something happening, man. Like, you've got two guys in Gigi and Vince who are, solid wings, whatever, but wing depth is always important. Like, you look at a guy like Ron Holland, right? And I that kid's name just will not leave my mind, bro. I keep thinking if there's a situation where, because a lot of people have him kind of falling in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's a situation where Klingon is gone and Ron Holland staring you in the face, I think you run to the podium and you draft him. I don't really care
Just
what.
figure that out. Just figure that out after
what
that.
your wing situation is. Because I had somebody on Twitter asking me while we were recording this, like, don't we have enough wings? No, because that's the most. That's the most bad. If you question the importance of wings in the NBA, look at how teams are hoarding wings, like, are not sharing them at all. When I go get a 10-piece of Wing Guru, they cost too much and they're good as hell. And I'm not giving you. I don't share wings and wing. You go get American Deli, yeah, you can have one.
Yeah.
No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, quality wings are always at a premium in the NBA. And I think a wing depth is always important. Whether you get a connect, a guy like him, that those type of guys in the draft are always going to be important. And I'm not saying you would draft either one of those guys to be the starter, but I'm just saying, like, you never know what will happen this offseason in regards to who's going to be the starting small forward on this team. We've had conversations about the GG thing. The only problem I have with GG Jackson being a starter on this team at small forward is that with Desmond Bane and John Morant in the backcourt, you're asking GG at that point to be your primary perimeter defender, and that's not. I don't think that's a good use of his characteristic. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good use of his talent. I'd rather see GG playing with one of Jaren, Ja, or Dez not on the court with him and being able to do his thing. I'd rather see him not being even considered to be the fourth option on the court, no matter who's out there. So that's where I'm at as far as him starting. But I think if you're talking about long-term, who's the perfect guy for this team going forward, it's Vince. I think Vince Williams is the perfect small forward for this team. He's a guy who's not going to look for a lot of shots. He's a perfect connector. He can play make if he needs to. He can knock down shots. You can tell him to go chase the best player on another team, whether it's the point guard, the shooting guard, the small forward, the power forward, and he can go out there and chase those dudes. And because I don't want to see GG Jackson chasing Steph Curry on screens for 48 minutes. Like, I don't want to see that at all, bro. Like,
nah.
No, I don't want to see. I'm sorry, I don't want to see that, bro. I'd rather see Vince. I think is the perfect dude going forward for this team. If Marcus Smart's not here, so it's gonna be. It's so much complexity to this offseason that we really aren't thinking about. Like, so many fans are just so wrapped up in, oh, we gotta get a center. We gotta get a center. Yeah, that's cool. Like, we got it. Something like our front court power forward center position needs to be squared away. But there's so many other intricacies to this offseason the Grizzlies can be involved in, because, like, either if you talk about, okay, if your goal is getting the center in the draft, right, and Klingon's gone, and you say, okay, we're going to trade down, like, we're going to trade down or whatever, that means that you're trading your pick and a player for something. So who's that player coming back? Is that a wing? Is that a power forward? Is it a center? Like, what are you doing? Like, so there's so many things that we just kind of say that we don't really think about what that would actually look like. And like I said, I think this could be a very, very, very interesting summer, very interesting offseason, for the Grizzlies. Because what if New Orleans gives you a call, right? And New Orleans is like, we'll send you Brandon Ingram and whatever for 7 and Marcus Smart. Do you say no? You know what I mean? Like,
Marcus.
Quit them fools on the phone.
Marcus.
You're going to New Orleans, bro. You're going to New Orleans.
Saying, though.
You're going to New Orleans.
You never know what's gonna happen, bro. Like, it's a very long. It's gonna be a very interesting offseason for the Grizzlies, and, like, from just some things that you see, tea leaves, and just how the energy feels. I'm not sure Zach Kleiman is kind of like, yeah, man, we just gonna roll this thing into the next season. Like it kind of feels like then you see the Lakers, they fired Darvin Ham and people are like, yeah, let's get him on the Grizzlies, and it's like, all right, man, like let's see how all that plays out.
Going to the next one.
You just finessing the show right now, so we're gonna let it go.
Been doing it for a while, man. King, bro. Yeah.
Well, if everyone knows, Darvin Ham around 3 days ago was fired by the LA Lakers and his whole staff, but I was very surprised by me. I didn't think he was going to get everybody, just clean everybody's house. I guess LeBron ordered the detonation button to blow the whole front office up or the whole coaching staff up. LeBron has a weird. I was talking to my dad about this. LeBron has a very weird relationship with all his coaches. The only coach he's really he says he likes is Tyronn Lue, his high school coach, and Eric Spoelstra after the second year in Miami. LeBron just have a very weird relationship with his coaches. So did I expect him to be fired? Yes, I did. But did I really think he got just a fair shot, to really just get it maximizing him as a coach? Not really. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's the greatest coach in the world. I don't want him on my team. But I'm not saying the Lakers was just the best situation in the world ever. You're dealing with arguably one of the greatest players of all time and his intricacies of him being a basketball player. You have guys in that lineup the whole time. You have the pressure of being in LA. So I don't think he just had the best situation going into it. And we've been showing coaching LeBron James is a very hard task. So do I expect him to be fired? Yes. But do I really think he just got the most fair shot just in his totality of him being his tenure there? No. I saw a stat. They were in the past 3 seasons, the Lakers are 123 and 123. That's the most mid you could possibly get with a franchise. So, did they call for a change? Yes, but did I really think he's the scapegoat? My point is, I don't think he's the reason why they've been so bad. Let me just say that. I don't think he's been the reason why. And I just feel like when it comes to LeBron coaches, they just try to throw the blame at the coaches, and I don't think it's necessarily fair. But I do want Phil Handy on the Grizzlies, though. Is in the player development or as an assistant coach, I would like to see Phil Handy on the team. I don't want Darvin Ham personally. I would like to see Phil Handy. Also, him and Anthony Carter can just all our young guys throw it to them and they can go out and hoop. But what is y'all thoughts on the Lakers firing the whole staff? Go the same first.
I just think it kind of speaks to the silliness and the delusion of the Lakers, man. Like you mentioned that LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time. 39-year-old LeBron James is not one of the greatest players of all time. You know what I mean? You don't we're making 25, 30-year-old decisions for LeBron. And he's not that dude anymore, man. He's the days of LeBron being the guy who can lead a team to the finals all by himself. Because we remember the crazy Eastern Conference run of LeBron dragging whoever to the conference finals every year, right? The Lakers are so far from that, man. That team, they're not good enough to do any of that. And it's just their whole approach, man, of just signing guys to these one-year deals, and next summer you're doing it all over again and just kind of catching guys. Nobody wants to go there. If you who is. And then they do this, you talked about the Donovan Mitchell thing. Why in the blue hell, if I'm Donovan Mitchell, right, I got to the second round with this Cleveland team. If he loses the next round, which he will, but why in the blue hell is his thought process, get me to the Lakers, bro. Get me, get me over there with LeBron and whoever the coach is going to be next year. And my brother called me the other day. My brother, he says, I'm not an NBA fan, I'm an NFL guy. He was like, man, why don't LeBron just coach the team himself?
That's what he want to do.
Who wants to go coach the team with LeBron as the best player, man? It's just a mess over there, man. And like I said, Darvin Ham was a terrible hire for them anyway, because just people trying to say, okay, JJ Redick. For the sake of the LeBron JJ Redick podcast, I do not want that to happen because they're gonna end up hating each other. It's not.
Yeah.
No.
LeBron don't like his coaches, bro. He just doesn't. I feel like
he's
LeBron,
impossible to coach, man.
His IQ is so high, or it was so high, that he thinks he knows more than every coaching he's ever had. He literally told when he was in Miami, he said he wanted Pat Riley to come down here because he thought he knew more than Eric Spoelstra. You know how many balls you gotta have to tell a coach you don't know what you're doing. The owner come down here and coach. Come on, bro. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not trying to discredit LeBron as a player, but he's impossible to work. And now he's an old man, bro. He's an old basketball player that think he know everything, which he probably does in most situations. But that's not a recipe for success now. It's not. unless LeBron just takes a super step back and just lets himself be in coach. No, but you can't tell me in every situation outside of really ever that LeBron he's been coached. Like he's been the coach, he's been a GM, he's been all that. He's made all the chess moves behind the scenes. He just has. Like he won't admit it, but everyone knows that. So I don't like Plain said this rotating door of coach. He had Frank Vogel, he had Luke Walton, and now Darvin Ham. Did they have another coach in LA? 3, right?
Frank Vogel.
Yeah, he had 3 coaches.
LeBron need to just do it. LeBron need
just do it himself, bro.
Like, bro, that's what you're doing anyway, bro.
Yeah,
like you jumping up and down over challenges, down up 15. So I mean, what do you just go do it yourself?
Yeah, I want Chris getting into what you feel about it, Chris?
Just give me some of them folks they staff. That's all I can.
Yeah, for real though.
Honestly, I mean, go back and run the tape on this show. Whoever I've been saying is in my top 3 of coaches that I want to see coaching this team next year. Phil Handy is always and will always be in that top 3. I'm sorry. So if there's a way that you can add him into your assistant coaching staff, shit, come on,
do it.
I got nothing to. And if Darvin Ham, I know they got a relationship. If he's on the staff next year with Taylor Jenkins, I say this about Taylor Jenkins all the time. I think he's a fantastic first assistant on somebody's bench. I believe that. Darvin Ham it may be the same thing for him. Maybe he's a fantastic first assistant on somebody's bench. Maybe he's not the main guy, but I'm not going to compare what happened in LA to what he'll be doing and brought in, as a Grizzly coach. So bring both of them. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm big on Ham for sure because he's just got that toughness edge to him that I think the guys on our team can benefit from. Like I think LeBron really kind of emasculated him a little bit over there, but I think if he comes to a younger team,
AD did too.
I think you'll really see, what Ham can really benefit, how he can really benefit a young team, bringing that edge, whatever. And then like we talk about this opinion Hardaway, right? Like there's good things sometimes in familiarity. A guy who has got your back, right? And I think Ham and Jenkins have a good personal and working relationship. So I could definitely see that being a benefit. Someone that can possibly even reinforce some of the things that Jenkins says. And just being dead honest, man. Like outside of Anthony Carter, if I looked up Monday and everybody on this bench is gone, like I don't, bro.
I don't. You're not true.
Like I know people may chop this up, man, and I'm not even gonna say this name first. I'm gonna mix that name into the equation, right? Like, but Potter Pinko, I don't know what you do. I mean, I know who you are. I don't know what you do. The dude that look like dude from Star Wars. I don't really know what you do.
He be talking during like the second half. He be talking during the second half interview and all that.
The guy with the white hair looks like the old man from Star Wars.
Brad Jones.
Brad. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, him. I don't really know what you do. Scoony Pen. God bless you, brother. I don't really know what you be doing either. Sonya Robin be looking like a fan. Sonya Robin be looking like she just watching the game. Cause she be in there just looking super confused, like damn, what do you do? Brad Ahern, whatever his name is.
Blake Ahern.
We thought Blake Ahern. We thought you was the shooting coach. You would be found out. Like, all right, bro. What do you do?
Dodgeball extraordinaire.
Right. Dodgeball coordinator. St. Patrick, St. Andrew, St. Ides, St. Augustine, School of the Blind. I don't know what they brought you in to. You supposed to be some half court offense guru. That shit looked terrible. That shit was get a ball to Jaron and get out of the way.
4-4 low.
No, man, get all the bulbs out of here. I don't like none of them dudes have value to me, bro. I'm not saying hey, to people lose their job, but let's get some real experience, some former head coaches in, guys who we know what they provide to the team, man. Tony Allen used to always holler out, shout out to Dave Yeager, because he was the defensive guy. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't really know what these dudes do, but they've been around for a long ass time. And the thing is, man, like, in just anything, if we question, like, we talked about this in my show the other day when you were on, Chris. In history, there have only been a handful of coaches who've been a team's coach from when they were babies until they were grown men. Like, that just don't happen, right? So what are the realistic odds that an entire coaching staff is going to go the entire way with him too? Like, I don't.
That's true.
Like, what's the chances of that happening, bro? Like, so
So I got a
Get
question.
some of these folks out of here, bro. Let's
I
shake it
got
up.
a question saying,
Time to play grown man, bro.
and this is for you too, Chris. Do you think our ceiling is capped off because of coaching limits us to hitting that ceiling? Do you think that's like a big need? I already know how Chris feels. Me and Chris talk about this. I want to ask you, saying, because Chris finna take a nap right now because he already know what to say. Do you think our cap is just on a certain level because coaching is holding us back? Because I brought up Darvin Ham. If we bring Darvin Ham on scab, I think that's blind leading the blind. I don't think Jenkins is a great coach within himself. So you add Darvin Ham, who's also maybe not a great coach. I feel like that's just two not good coaches like leading the charge. That's just my opinion on that. But do you think our ceiling is limited a lot more because coaching is holding us back?
Is a side girl always a good wife? Is a wife always a good side girl? Like, it's just not the same. Sometimes when your role is different, you are better in your role. Everybody ain't meant to be the main guy, and so that's why I just disagree. Like, give me the guys. If Bud, like, he got a ring. If Bud want to come get on,
Bring your ass. Yep.
Come on.
Okay, I get Bud. Yes, I get Bud. Yes, I do. I do get.
We're gonna have Black Taylor Jenkins and Mega Taylor Jenkins on the bench.
Yeah. Two big head, they combine their heads together to create the greatest offensive defense.
We have Final Form Taylor Jenkins and Talent Swap Taylor Jenkins.
It's like the evolutions, like Pokemon, bro. It's like the evolutions, bro. They just level up.
That's
Talent
all
Swap
I got.
Taylor Jenkins and Final Form Taylor Jenkins.
Like a Voltron robot, they building together.
Yeah, who else, man? Who else? Who else? Yeah.
I mean, anybody, man. These guys that just have reputation for being. You call Sam Cassell. I know he ain't been a main guy, but like these
I want
guys,
Mark Jackson.
It's over with. It's done. I can't remember who I was listening to, but
Mark Jackson, freaking preacher ass on.
Oh, it was your show, matter of fact, son. He made a good point. I think his name was Corey.
Corey Parson, yeah.
He made a good point, or maybe it was you that made the point. Talking about it's been 10 years. Like,
I said that, yeah, it's been 10 years.
That was you. Yeah, like it's over with, bro. Like, it's gonna be the same with Doc.
Go with Mark Jackson, bro.
When Doc gets done with the Bucks, I think his coaching career is
get out of
done,
here,
bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm saying Doc keep getting jobs. That's what I'm saying.
These guys that's coming up behind them, these new coaches, give them guys opportunity, because these old guard that have been holding these spots, it's the same with politics. You got to be in there 30, 40 years with the same ideas. Like, get these new guys in, they can give you new blood, new ideas, they can change things up. That's what you want to see. But again, I still want a guy that's been battle tested, been in that type of scenario where we're trying to go. If he wants to be on our bench, come on. All about it.
Yeah. Go get LeBron to coach.
No.
LeBron and let LeBron be the coach, right?
Hell.
Come on with it.
Bron gonna want to suit up himself too. He gonna tell Ja to change everything up in his lifestyle. He gonna tell Dez, he gonna tell everybody, hey, y'all gotta spend $5 million in y'all body. Y'all gotta go to sleep at 8 o'clock.
$5 million in your body, yeah.
And finally, he gonna have Savannah on the bench. He gonna have Zeri behind me.
Hey.
No, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that, son.
Hey, you joking about the whole Bron thing? This has been a conversation I've had with people off here. When you look at a guy, yeah, you may be able to jump as high as LeBron. You may not be able to dunk as hard as LeBron. You may not be able to do a lot of the things that LeBron can do. But if that man says he's spending $1 million to $5 million on his body per year, if you got it, you need to be doing it. I'm sorry. I'm one of them people that I emulate the guys or the people that have what I want, because those habits are gonna come within my, I'm gonna probably get to where they're going doing the things they got. Them guys that be out here getting injuries every year, that's never in shape, all that stuff, and you sit there and laugh. Like James Harden, he has multi-millions of dollars. Why are you not doing the exact same thing that LeBron?
That's when you're spending on tricking. So
come on, bro.
Yeah, on strip clubs and stuff. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
So unserious.
Because LeBron's longevity is not passive. It's not by coincidence. You know what I mean? He's putting that kind of work in. So
it's God and him. Like God, Jesus gave him everything, all the natural ability, but he had to buy in from the jump and say, I'm a business, my body's my business, I'm gonna invest all my money into. So I was joking, but it makes sense though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because LeBron's fighting age, he's fighting steroids, whatever he's doing,
he's fighting gray hairs.
He's doing to his body, man, to combat those two things, you got to commend him for it, for sure.
Oh, man.
That is facts though.
Well, Anthony Sain, my guy, our guy, man, we appreciate you for coming on and blessing us today, brother.
Yeah, man. Let me just say this too. I'm extremely proud of you two guys, man. Chris, I've heard you say things about, how you look up to me and all those type of things, brother. I look up to you guys. Like, I don't know how much longer I got in this. I feel like LeBron in this right now.
Don't say that, bro.
Oh man, come on, man.
But unlike
Don't say
LeBron,
that.
I'm not gonna try to like be the lead and just it drag a franchise into the ground. Seeing what you two guys are doing, who are like literally the generation behind me and the generation behind me. You know what I mean with Evan. Like I'm proud of what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Like we as Black content creators, man, we have to look out for each other. And we have to carve our own lane, bro. We have to. Yeah. And I just leave y'all with this as I go off, man. Just remember what y'all are doing. Do not ask for people to open doors for you. Just tell the people on the other side of the door, get the hell out the way when I kick this mother down. Like that's always what I've lived by.
Talk that talk.
In the 11 years of what I've been doing, because it's different for us, man. We got to move different. Mm-hmm. And if we say something wrong, it's way more elevated, escalated,
problematic
than somebody else says. You know what I mean? So we literally have to dot every I and cross every T for sure. But man, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. This show is incredible, man. I love what y'all doing. I live vicariously through y'all because I don't know how much more I got this left in me, man. I think I just want to sit down and watch games.
Man, me sad, bro.
I don't know how much longer I got, man. But y'all keep doing what you're doing, man, for sure. Proud of y'all.
Hey, you always got a guest spot on here.
Bro.
Whenever you hang up the cleats or hang up the sneakers, man, you always got a guest spot on here, man.
Hey,
always.
We appreciate that. Well, man, we're going to get out of here. But before we do, man, make sure we looking for sponsors. We ain't going to let y'all out of here without putting that out there, man. If you want to sponsor No Bluffin, make sure you tap into that email right below. We love to have that conversation, man. Get some key dates. We're going to keep these coming because they almost here. May 12th, we got the NBA draft lottery, so we can stop talking about where the Grizzlies going to be drafting. We'll know real soon. Just know that it's coming up June 26th and 27th. And free agency is starting on the 30th, man. So y'all keep it locked on everything NBA. It's going to be an exciting summer, of course. And that's really all we got. Evan ain't writing no papers yet or no articles because we ain't got I said papers like you in school or some shit. It's crazy.
We ain't got nothing to write about. We ain't got nothing to write about. Shout out everybody. I appreciate y'all, but
I got shout my mom out, bro. She got me some. I ain't never seen this before, but it's embroidered. It's all type of gritty stuff going on, man. So shout out to mom for the birthday present, man. Had to get me right for the pod.
I ain't never seen that. You might want to check out the authenticity of that bad boy. I ain't never seen
that. Trust me. I was like, hold on, mom.
Where you get the jump from?
She got it from the NBA store.
Okay,
so I like, all right, cool.
I got that jump Thursday.
Right, she got that jump from Lamar. Got that jump from South Memphis, bro. Come on.
I gotta tell y'all this real quick. We'll get up out of here, man. Y'all know it's documented. I'm a really huge Rudy Gay fan, and she's always, since I was a kid, got me Grizzly stuff for Christmas, my birthday.
Just explain the GG Jackson stuff. Gotcha. All right, go ahead.
Makes sense. So. Yeah. Man, it was a birthday. She come home with a Grizzly jersey just when they had kind of transitioned to the powder blues for the first time and all that stuff. And I look on the front, he's got 22. I'm like, oh shit, I got a Rudy Gay jersey. Man, turned that mug around. That just said Chris Ingram.
Oh, that's tough.
It had the first and the last name on the chart. I said, man, Mama, I love you, but yeah, man, that was too funny. So I got it. I got to get it,
man. Listen, you got into Grizzly podcast in the 22. Chris Ingram Grizzly podcast. Hey, there it is. Mama knew something, man.
Mama Ingram knew what she talking about.
Come on with it. Now I gotta go give her a big hug because you put something on my heart.
Hey,
hug your mama, y'all. Shout out the mamas out there. Mother's Day next week too. So everybody hug their mama. Shout out all.
Yes, sir.
We will be recording. Well, we got me and Chris gotta talk about that. But yeah, like
figure that out.
We gotta figure that out. But yeah, shout out all the mamas. Again, shout out Sain for being on the show always. The OG. He acting like he old. He ain't old. He keep talking like he just made like 55 years old. He ain't old at all.
I'm at a good age. Good age for your mama and your girl. No Drake. But
no Drizzy or Diddy. We gotta have no Drizzy and no Diddy. We gotta do both of those now because them both of those weird, bro.
I can get your mama and your girl. Don't get it twisted. But hey, no Drizzy for real.
Before we say something crazy, we gonna get up out of here, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all support. Y'all stay safe this week. Have a blessed week, and we'll see y'all next week, man. Go Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.